Hello, this is Sweet June 2010. How's everybody doing? Um, End of the week, pretty tired. Um, just glad the weekend's coming up. What I want to talk about is sexism in the black community. The black community is really starting to get really sexist, and it's just don't make any sense, you know. It seems like black men have this theory that a lot of black men have this theory that if a black woman has a baby, that she needs to take care of the baby on her own if she has the baby by someone that she's not married to. And the man basically, I guess, don't want any parts of it. I'm assuming the man doesn't want any part of it or whatever, of the, the baby being the father or whatever. They seem to have this theory that the black woman should raise the child on her own and fully support the child on her own, and should not take the man to court for child support. And it just seems like now it's this theory in the black community that black women are looked down upon for going after men for child support, that we are fully expected to raise the children on our own. First of all, we're expected to magically save. I really shouldn't use the word magically, but we're expected to save the black community. We expect to be the head of the black community. All the children that's growing up in the black community, the black woman is held fully accountable for those children and is fully expected to make sure those children are raised right and ensure that those children grow up and go to college and be productive citizens without the assistance of the black male. I'd like for you to tell me how we're supposed to do that when two parents are supposed to be a huge part of the child's life, not just one parent. And like I said, last time I checked the Bible, it said the man is supposed to be the head, and women are not supposed to be heading anything. Okay? But it just seems that I've been listening to videos on YouTube, and black men seem to have this theory that if a black woman has a child by a man that she's not married to, that she needs to fully raise and support that child on her own by herself. And I don't understand where they're getting that theory from. I think it's very sexist. I think that in this theory, there's this theory that a black woman is looked down upon for filing child support on a man. That she's looked down upon. Well, what's wrong with filing child support? Okay. Two people lay down and make the baby. Then two people need to take care of the baby, plain and simple. And it's this theory that black women should be fully responsible for what's going on in the black community. But my question is, where's the black men's responsibility? That's my question. Where is the black man's responsibility? Where is the black man's accountability? Okay, and I think that that's what's wrong. What's seriously wrong with the black community is that people are holding black women too accountable for everything in the black community and not holding the black male responsible, because being that he is supposed to be the head of the black community, he's supposed to be the head of the family. And so I don't understand this theory of a woman having to should be raising children on her own, should be fully financially supporting the children on her own, somehow looked down upon. How dare you go after that man for child support? How dare you? You know, why not? You know, a real man is supposed to take care of his family. The Bible says that a man that doesn't take care of his family is worse than a non-believer. He has disowned the faith if he does not provide for his family. Okay? So I don't understand this theory that a black man is not supposed to provide for the family if he's not married to a woman. Like I said, two people lay down and make the child. Two people should be responsible for taking care of the child. Plain and simple. It's common sense, not rocket science. Two people lay down and make the baby. Two people need to be taking care of it. And I don't understand all the sexism in the black community, holding black women 100% accountable for all the black children in the black community. But where's the black man's accountability? See, and like I said, that's a huge problem in the black community, and this is the reason why the black community is in the state, in the condition that it's in. Because you're expecting, first of all, the weaker vessel, the woman, to be the head of something that she's not even supposed to be the head of. A woman is not even supposed to be the head of the household, let alone the head of the community. And it's the man's responsibility. Okay, the Bible says the man is the head of the woman. So how is it all a black women's responsibility to head the black community, to fully financially support and raise the black children and make sure that they grow up to be respectable, spiritual, well-rounded citizens? All the black children, okay, black women are fully accountable for. You know, that's, to me, that's sexist. And then somehow all this enragement is going on for black women that go after child support. You know, it's like last time I checked, a man is supposed to take care of his kids. It is not just on the woman. It's not just the woman's responsibility to take care of the kids. If you made a child by a woman and you're not married to her, it doesn't matter. You lay down and you helped her make that baby. It is 50% of your responsibility to take care of that child. Okay? Plain and simple. Everybody knows this. So I don't know why some of these black men on here want to be in denial about that. If you lay down and you make a baby with a woman, doesn't matter whether you're married to her or not. It is your responsibility. 50% of your responsibility is to help her take care of that child. Now, if you're not willing to do it on your own, then, you know, I'm sorry, the state got to make you, okay, if you're not willing to do that on your own. Now, I know the system is not right. I know the system is unfair. And I know that the system punishes a lot of men that are trying to do the right thing by their kids and everything. And I understand that there's a lot of red tape involved and the system is not exactly fair. I get it. I get that and I understand that. Okay? The child support system, definitely needs to be seriously tweaked. Because, the men that are trying to do right by their children and everything, yes, and they are unfairly punished. I get it and I understand that. But that's still no reason for you to say, well, women shouldn't file child support. Well, if you're not getting the man to do things, if you're not standing up and you're not being a man and taking care of your child that you help create on your own, then a woman has no choice. Unless you're dealing with a woman that is like, well, I make enough money to support the child on my own, I'm not going to worry about it, Unless you're dealing with a woman like that, then that's different. That's a whole different circumstances. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's still your responsibility. She's just letting you slide. Okay? Because I'm a firm believer. Two people lay there and make the baby. Then both people need to be responsible for taking care of that child. Because it is virtually impossible. A woman cannot have a baby without a man's sperm. A woman has to have a man's sperm to make a baby. Okay? Unless that woman, the only way a man is not responsible for taking care of that child is if the woman goes to the sperm bank. If she goes to the sperm bank, she's signing them forms, and she's signing up for that. She's basically saying, in essence, that, well, I can support this child on my own and, raise this child on my own and without the assistance of the father. So I just want to be able to have a baby. So this is the route that I'm going to take. She goes in there with the full understanding that she's going to do that and she's going to take care of the child on her own. Well, that's a whole different situation. That's a whole different situation. Personally, myself, I don't really believe in the sperm bank thing, but because I believe that a child should have both parents in the home. I know nowadays most homes is not like that, including my own. But I do believe that if a man lays with a woman and gets her impregnated, whether you want to be with that woman or not, you have a responsibility to that child. You have a responsibility to that child. And I don't understand this theory of a man, it's okay for a man to lay with a woman and make a baby and walk away from it, and that woman is fully expected to support that child. How dare her go to, for instance, the court and file child support? Well, I always say my theory is it takes two irresponsible people to make a baby. If at least one person was being responsible, there would be no baby. That's my theory. Okay? Let me repeat that. It takes two irresponsible people to make a baby. Okay? If at least one of those people took precautions, there would be no child. Okay? So if there's a baby by someone that you're not married to, both of y'all was being irresponsible. Not just the woman, but the man as well. Because if at least one of you was taking some responsibility, there would be no child. And we're all adults here, and we all know that every adult is responsible for their actions, regardless of whether you're male or you're female. When you're a black male, you get no free pass. If you lay there and you make a baby by a woman that you are not married to, then you need to take care of the child. And I don't want to hear this. Sometimes these men have this theory, well, I didn't want the baby, and, I didn't really want her to have the baby, but she had the baby anyway. No, if you didn't want a baby by the woman, then why did you lay with her? That's sick. It's excuse. If you did not want to make a baby with that woman, Why did you lay with her unprotected? Why even lay with her at all if you didn't want a baby by this woman? See? So I don't buy that. I don't buy that. If you laid with that woman, and how dare you tell a woman what to do with her body? Okay, it's not your choice, because the woman is the one that has to live with killing a baby. Okay, but I'm not going to even get into that. That's a whole nother blog, video. I'm not even going to get into that. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, this theory of these men saying, well, a woman, and she has a baby by a man, she needs to take care of that baby herself, and she needs to not file child support. Why not? It's just as much your responsibility to take care of the baby as it is hers. Why not her file? If you're not willing to do it on your own, then what choice does she have? Okay? So I just don't buy that theory. Okay? I think that is the problem with the black community, is that black men want to be left off the hook and hold black women accountable for everything, and it's not right. And I think that is the major problem in the black community. That's one of the reasons why the black community is in shambles, and the reason why we can't get ahead as a people is because this pointing finger mentality. It's a major, it's really major sexism, serious sexism, expecting the black woman to hold down the fort on everything. Well, there's A, B, and C happening in the black community. It's the black woman's fault. How is it all of our fault when we didn't make these children by ourselves? Okay, and the man is supposed to be the head of the woman. So how, you tell me, how is it our fault? And to me, it's just ignorant. It's just ignorant to suggest that a woman need to be taking care of a child on her own without the assistance of a man. It's just, that's the problem. That's the reason why we're so far behind economically, everything. Other races of people don't even have respect for us. Okay, because the mentality of the black community, because I know I tell my son, my oldest son, I forgot to mention, by the way, I am a grandmother. My oldest son has a daughter. I'm a grandmother. I forgot to mention that on here. And I told him when he found out that we found out about her a little late, because the young lady didn't know at the time. Needless to make a long story short, I told him, I said, you need to man up, because, I raised him. That's the way I raised him. And I always told him I'm not raising any deadbeats in my house. Okay, if you go out there, I strongly advised him to wait till marriage to start having a family. I strongly advised him to, wait till marriage to have sex, but, he ignored me on that, of course. And, but I told him when we found out, I said, you need to man up and you need to help with that child, because I didn't raise no deadbeat, and he helped make that baby, so it's just as much his responsibility as it is her responsibility. Even though he doesn't want a relationship with her, he doesn't want to marry her, and that's typical. But he still has a responsibility to help take care of my granddaughter. Okay, and same goes for my other son. If he has a baby by someone that he's not married to, he is fully expected to take care of that child, and he's less than a man. I'll tell him in a minute. You less than a man. You less than a man if you don't want to support your child. It is not just her responsibility to take care of that child. And any man I think that any man that suggests that, that's not being a man. Being a man, that's not being a man. You're not a man if you walk away from your responsibilities and expect for a woman to fully take. That is hard on a woman. That is hard on a woman to raise a child on her own, solely on her own. You guys do not understand. It is hard on a woman. It's hard on a woman physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. Any way you slice it, it is very difficult because it is not the natural way. Was not God's natural intent for us women to do everything on our own and to be the head of the household. But because of sin, that's the way it is. Because of sin, and we all know that there's consequences to sin, and that's one of the consequences. But the thing is that if you a man and you make a baby with a woman, you need to take your 50% responsible for that baby. Okay, plain and simple. It ain't gonna be no, oh God forbid, if she files child support. Well, why not? If you're not taking care of the child on your own like you're supposed to do, what is she supposed to do? Okay. So this theory that a black woman, if she has a child out of wedlock, she's supposed to take care of the child on her own, and God forbid if she go file child support, is insane. It's sexist. It's insane. And I don't know where black men are getting this theory, but it's stupid, and it's sexist, and it's insane. You're a man. It is you lay there and you make a baby, then man up and take your role and do your part. You are 50%. You are 50% responsible for that child, and you know it. Plain and simple. If you don't want a baby with this woman, then you shouldn't have never laid there to begin with. You don't have any business laying with a woman that you're not married to anyway, unprotected. Okay? So, I don't buy that theory. Sorry guys. I don't buy that theory. I'm a firm believer in a man being a man. Okay? Plain and simple. I would expect that out of my sons. It's common sense. You help make the baby. You help take care of it. Ain't no walking away. That's sexist. And that's the problem with the black community. Okay, expecting the black woman to hold down the fort, and do everything, while black men get to what? Run away and make more babies with other women and do the same thing? And I'm not saying all black men. I got to throw that in there. I'm not talking about all black men. There's a lot of good black fathers out there. Not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that like to walk away. Okay, I'm making that clear. I'm not talking about all black men, because there's some wonderful black fathers out there. But I'm talking about the ones that want to make kids and walk away from them and expect not to be held, expect to not have any consequences and not have to pay child support and want to get mad at a woman for filing child support. There's consequences to everything you do, baby, and that's one of them. Okay, the woman is not the only one that got to suffer the consequences. You got to suffer them too, because you fornicated and you laid there just as much as she did. Okay? So let's stop this foolishness, men, and stop talking about women need to stop filing child support. Because guess what? Ain't nobody buying that but you. How you doing? Sweet June. Have a nice day. 2010.